Okay, been a while since I've presented a video. Wanted to do this one. This was an idea actually sent in by one of the subscribers, and he had developed a catapult launch for the OmniWing. And I wish I could remember who the subscriber is. If you see the video and you were that subscriber that gave this great idea, give me a shout out. So, gonna need a few extra deals besides just the paper, scissors, pen. We're going to need a stapler. This is kind of a dangerous sharp knife, so if you're like 18 and under, see if your mama would loan you her fingernail file with a nice sharp point but not a deadly point. Or if you've got one of these devices, great for hobby stuff, and I'll show you later what that's for. So, what I'm going to do real quick is go through quickly building the OmniWing. Now, for those who have not built the OmniWing, I have an actual video that takes you through the steps, well explained. It's a hard thing to build, so don't try to build it just based off what I'm doing here, because I'm not going to take the time to try to explain each of the steps or the ifs, ands, and whys I'm doing such. So if this is your first time to see the OmniWing, don't try to build it based off of this video. This is just to show those who are accomplished at building the OmniWing how to install a catapult hook into the wing for a catapult launch. And the reason I've pursued this at this time is I actually ended up injuring my shoulder doing some construction work. Old man swinging too big of a hammer, and I think I pulled some ligaments or something in that right shoulder. And I do occasionally, I mean, I'm not a big fan of trying to go distance with paper airplanes because the OmniWings aren't really suited for that. They have an excellent glide ratio, but the minute you throw them hard, they really want to go into aerobatic mode rather than big distance mode. And so I do occasionally enjoy doing aerobatics with them with a hard toss, which it's not the easiest aircraft around to do a hard toss, because it does not end up having a vertical tab anywhere from which to hold it. Okay, so ready to cut here. And without that vertical tab, you know, it's kind of an awkward hold. I kind of hold it like this and give it a hard toss. But certainly there's got to be a better way, and this catapult launch is the way. So let me first get the I'm going to get the twist taped into each wing half. For those who have succeeded in this process, you'll understand better what I'm doing. And again, go to the regular video that talks about how to build the OmniWing, because this is a real curious little building step, and you know, it's well explained and discussed in the comments and description on the video, and I'm not going to take time to do that here. Okay, so now I need to create the center keel. Like that. Cut off that little bit there. And the keel is going to go right here. I'll tape it down just like regular. Not sure I had everything in view of the camera there. Okay, not centered. Okay, keel tape down. Now I'm going to locate the center line, make a little mark here. That's about where I want the staple. And I'm trying to get the staple as far forward. It's not real critical, I don't think. I think, you know, ½ inch off one way or the other as far as fore or aft. But you do want it on the center line. If it's a little bit off from the center line, it's going to tend to want to pull it into a turn. So I'm going to try to get this staple as straight as possible by eyeballing, seeing that I've got it lined up 90 degrees on that center line. And hey, I did pretty good. Okay, so I don't know how well the camera show, but the staple is, I'll make some marks, shows the beginning and then the end of the staple. Of course, this is the top side. On the bottom side, you got the little hooks here and here. And the front hook, I'm going to either this tool to grab and bend it up, or you can, like I say, a fingernail file or a little slender knife, being careful, and then make sure the hook is straight. And so the hook is pointing back, which is, you know, it's a sharp staple, so you don't want that pointing forward. It's pointing back. And then I went with my rubber band collection. I'm not going to bother showing the step of where I apply these the top surfaces. You know, those that have seen this, they know how this works. Fold it, tape these in place, and it hides in the staple, as well as makes for a better airfoil and adds weight to the nose. So that's all shown in the other video. So what needs to be done now is to create our rubber band. I've got a selection of rubber bands here, and I don't want to go with a big fat rubber band that's, you know, going to be real strong when it snaps. I want a little thin, flimsy one that's got a lot of stretch and not a hard snap to it. And then I hook about 4 of them together. And I don't know how well this will show up on the video, but it's just a matter of looping one through, and you end up with 2 of them tied together. You do 4 of those, and I had somewhere 4 of them all together, and I don't know what I did with it anyway. But 4 seem to work out pretty good. It'll depend on the strength of your rubber bands. And what I wanted was one that I could pull it back about a full arm's length, and then it simply hooks here, and then just a little, and off it goes. Whoa, whoa! And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll finish putting these on. Then I'm going to position the camera. It's raining outside right now, so I can't do it outside, but I'll do a little indoor flight and let you see what the finished deal is. So hold on. Okay, so I have the finished OmniWing. I've got the Catapult hook here, and here's my 4 rubber bands hooked together, and I simply hook it in there. Now if I do too hard of a pull, it's going to fly up and hit that. So I'm just doing a very slight pull just to get that's just kind of a normal launch there. Sometimes I can do a little bit of a turn. I've got it tilted here, just a slight easy pull, see what happens here. Aim it towards this wall over here and see if it'll, there's a turn. So of course, if you do the full-on launch, and I'll show one of those just to show you what it's going to do, but if it's outside, I'll have to have someone shooting pictures of it. Goes up into its big loop. So here's a full-on pull. It's going to be a disaster. Alright, so it was heading for the skies, and if it's outdoor, you can really get a good flight.